In the heart of 1856 America, deep in the hills of Tennessee, a family struggling through poverty discovered something that would change their fate forever, or so they thought. This is the haunting story of the Callahan family and the forgotten gold that cursed them all. Life on the frontier was never easy. But for the Callahans, a family of 5 living in a one-room cabin on the edge of the Appalachian woods, it was a daily fight to survive. John Callahan, a former trapper turned farmer, worked sunup to sundown trying to grow anything in the rocky soil. His wife, Margaret, stitched clothes for neighbors in exchange for flour. Their 3 children, Thomas, Ellie, and baby Ruth, were skinny, quiet, and always hungry. Debt was closing in. Winter came early that year, and with no harvest, John feared the worst. He even considered moving north, but something held him to the land. Something ancient. On October 19th, 1856, while clearing brush near the forest's edge, Thomas, just 14, noticed a strange stone buried beneath the leaves. It wasn't like the others. Smooth, etched with symbols no one could read. Curious, he called for his father. John, skeptical but desperate for distraction, dug around it, and soon uncovered a slab covering what looked like a tunnel. "Help me lift it," he said. With effort, the stone gave way. A cold wind rushed out. The air smelled old, musty, like the earth hadn't been disturbed in centuries. What lay beneath would change everything. Holding lanterns, John and Thomas descended into the darkness. Rough-cut steps led them into a small chamber carved from rock. The walls were lined with markings, spirals, sunbursts, and creatures neither of them recognized. At the center lay a stone coffin. "Don't touch it," said Thomas. But John, driven by desperation, pried it open. Inside was a skeleton, tall and curled in a fetal position, unlike any native burial they'd seen. Around its neck, a chain of gold. Beneath it, dozens of gold discs glinting in the lantern light. Gold, enough to feed them for generations. But as they took it, the lantern flickered, then went out. From that day forward, things began to shift. At first, it seemed like a blessing. John sold a few coins discreetly and paid off his debts. They had food, warm clothes. Margaret smiled again, but then came the whispers. At night, Thomas swore he heard voices from the woods, low, ancient chants. Ellie started sleepwalking, eyes open but seeing nothing, murmuring words no one understood. Even the animals avoided their land. One morning, baby Ruth was gone from her cradle. No tracks, no struggle, just gone. And the gold? It began to tarnish. Black veins snaked through it like rot. Desperate for answers, John rode into town to see a man named Elijah Green, a half-Cherokee herbalist and lorekeeper. When John showed him a single coin, Elijah's face turned pale. "That gold was buried for a reason," he whispered. "It belongs to the Mound Watchers. They were guardians, not of treasure, but of something far older. You disturb them." Elijah warned him, "Return it. Every piece. Seal the tomb before it claims the rest of you." John rode home through a rising storm, but it was too late. That night, the cabin caught fire. Margaret and Ellie didn't make it out. Thomas survived, barely. Local papers recorded the tragedy as an accident. Family home destroyed by lightning strike, they claimed. But Thomas knew better. He returned to the burial site days later, what was left of it. The tunnel had collapsed. The stone slab was missing. He left Tennessee that year, never to return. But before he left, he buried what gold remained deep in the woods, far from any road. He never told a soul where, or so we thought. In 1937, a hiker in the Tennessee backcountry claimed to find a rusted tin box filled with strange gold coins and a note, scrawled in fading ink. "Forgive us. We disturbed their sleep. Let them rest." No one ever found the burial chamber again. Some say the gold still lies buried in the woods. Others say it never left the family at all. Sleep well tonight.